Welcome to the GCN Tech Show.
This week, coming up, the most controversial product in cycling history. Also got 3D printed stem, new zip wheels, a new aero sensor, and a slick chain.
We're also going to be discussing if some cycling events should have a standardized equipment so that we're just focused on the athletes.
Yeah, it's all about the rider. Let's do it.
First up, let's take a look at last week's poll. Actually, I didn't make the poll last week, did you?
No, I was in Italy. I forgot.
Okay, so this week we are discussing if
Some of
tech
my other favourite polls.
is making cycling unfair and outpricing, say, some of the poorer nations. Now, this is something that came to light from seeing the Commonwealth Games, which has just finished, but it's also prevalent in the Olympics as well.
Absolutely.
Where you see sort of the richer nations, having the latest and greatest tech kit and all of the gubbins to help make them go as fast as possible.
Yeah, I mean, like Hope Lotus bikes, or well, a lot of the bikes that the top nations use.
Yeah.
Single-use, custom-made skin suits that cost hundreds and hundreds. Plus, not to mention, things like 3D printed titanium cockpits and all the wind tunnel, aero testing, computational fluid dynamics testing they do. So many countries just do not have that level of resource or money to be able to do that. And subsequently, well, they've got no real chance.
I mean, there's lots of places around the world where they haven't even got a velodrome in that country, let alone a wind tunnel.
Well, I mean, to be honest, like Italy doesn't actually have an indoor velodrome, which is astonishing.
I didn't even know that. Okay. So we're discussing if events should have a standardised equipment to, set everyone to a level playing field, should we say?
Yeah, it's similar to Japanese keirin racing, because that does that. They all have to use the same authorised standard equipment. And, well, in Japan, it's hugely popular. John Cannings did a really good video on it a few years ago. And so if you want to see what it's about, check that out. But it's, they have to use the same stuff.
Right, let me give you an example. So I saw athletes from Ghana riding the track cycling events on bikes equivalent to hire bikes. So like the Terry Dolan bikes.
Terry Dolan?
Yeah, those that you'd get in the velodrome track centre as a hire bike. They've been in normal shorts and jersey, loose fitting stuff. And when you compare that to other countries and nations where they've got the latest and greatest tech, all the super fancy kit, it makes an absolutely huge difference just to the ability that everyone has to ride as fast as possible. Now, the participation element is fantastic.
Yeah.
The more people we can see cycling and competing, the better it is. But it does make a huge difference to everyone's ability to ride fast.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally with you here, and I would love to see people from nations that aren't necessarily associated with cycling or don't have the financial backing or funding be able to come and perform and win and compete. Because you think back to 2012 and how successful Great Britain was at cycling. That spurred a huge boom and got so many people on bikes. And we've seen similar things, in other countries when someone's come through and won. It's spurred people on from that country to do well. So, if people come from these countries and they're successful, it's going to make cycling more popular. And the more people on bikes, the better.
The better.
But while I do agree with that, I think cycling is one of the unique sports where there is innovation and tech.
That's what we love about it.
We're bike nerds.
Yeah.
And that is an intrinsic part of the sport. In the same way, Formula One, it's an intrinsic part of that sport.
Yeah.
They don't all drive the same standardised car in Formula One. It's the same in cycling.
I mean, there's rules to help, but everyone's got a variation.
Cycling is man and machine.
Yeah.
And subsequently, the innovation has been continually part of it.
So on that note, what are we suggesting? All bikes are the same forevermore. No more technical innovation. The bike industry can shut down. You and I are going to need new jobs. Yeah. Maybe we just start a YouTube channel doing cooking videos or something.
I've seen your cooking. No one wants to do that. But that's it. We can't say stop the innovation, stop the tech, because
we love it.
We're shooting ourselves in the foot as well. Yeah. But what I think you can do though, because I've thought about this.
I'm glad you've thought about it.
Is a compromise.
Yeah.
So we keep the existing sort of track program and all the existing cycling events where you can use whatever kit you can get, and there's that innovation. But they introduce a couple of specific events whereby there is a rule of standardised equipment.
Yeah.
So maybe you could do, say, the 4-kilometre individual pursuit, both men and women, and then do the kilo as well.
So we've got 2 different length of events.
Yeah,
like
so you've got an endurance event and a sprint event.
Okay.
They're also individual events, so that means it's sort of safer for riders that aren't as used to riding in a bunch in a velodrome, don't have that much experience.
And there are also events which are won and lost on very close margins, the sort of margins that could be affected by equipment.
Yeah.
So then you're really sort of honed in and focused on the athlete's ability. And in theory, the best rider should be the fastest, irrespective of having the best kit.
Yeah, and I think having that level playing field actually means that it will incentivise people from countries that have, less resource to actually compete and enter, because it means they actually look at it and go, well, I do have a chance there.
Yeah.
Compared to at the moment, they look at it and go, well, I haven't got a Hope Lotus bike and a
It could really turn some of the sort of leaderboard and results really flip it over on its head, couldn't it? Because you could have athletes right up competing for victories and medals that maybe in previous times wouldn't have had that opportunity.
Well, you look at riders who on the track, there isn't as big a barrier to entry on the track, and we see how well a lot of like African nations do in endurance running, and then also athletics and in general and stuff, and like that's something that I'd love to see in cycling.
Yeah, I completely agree. Also, kind of reminds me. It's the same situation for hand cycling and the wheelchair racing events at these, Commonwealth Games, Olympics and stuff like that. Because I remember when we were filming with Luke Jones, para-athlete, he highlighted how much of a difference there was between the hand cycle that he had and some of his competitors, and said it was really making a big difference to the outcome of some of their races.
Yeah, well, I can believe it. I think what we should do is have a poll.
Yeah,
but actually, we're going to actually do it this week.
We are going to do it this week.
I'm not going to Italy.
We'll both set reminders in our phones.
Yeah. And so what we want to know is, what do you think? Would it be better to have everyone just all on the same kit? Keep it as it is, with everyone allowed to use whatever custom innovation they can lay their hands on and pay for? Or the compromise version where you just have like maybe a couple of events where the rule is you have to use the standardised equipment?
I'm all for the bit of a compromise, some standardised equipment.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
It'd be cool, wouldn't
it? I hope everyone gets behind the idea. Well, we're going to find out next week, aren't we?
It'd be amazing.
Head over to the GCN App, vote on the poll, and we will discuss it next week.
We will.
I promise. It's now time for hot and spicy tech. I'm going to kick things off this week with the LOPS 2.0.
Is this what you were referring to when you said the most controversial?
Yes. Well, you actually said that at the very start of the show.
You made me say it.
Yeah, I did. I forced you into pulling that. This unit I've got here is actually a LOPS 1, so the previous edition.
Right.
But they've just launched the revised version.
So it's an oversized pulley wheel system.
Yeah, let me show this to everybody. So it's along the lines of lots of the other similar products that are out there. You're trying to improve the efficiency and shifting of your bike. And the LOPS 2.0 differs from this one ever so slightly. It's got a revised backing plate. But according to muc-off, it's the most efficient sort of product like this out there. And they say they've designed it for 11-speed chains because in their testing, 11-speed was significantly faster than 12-speed. Yeah.
That's an interesting stat, isn't it?
Very interesting.
They said they found that 11-speed Shimano chains were 36% more efficient.
I've got some stats here. I can have a look, actually. So 36.6%, yeah?
To be precise.
Seems a bit crazy, right?
That does seem crazy. I think what I'm going to do is dig a little into this. I'm going to ask some other people what they've found.
Okay.
And get some other opinions.
Well, if you're into crunching the numbers, like it sounds like you're about to be, I think all of the test data and the breakdown of the stats are on the muc-off website. So if you want to look into it and check for yourself, why don't you head over to the website and have a little look. Next up in Hot Tech, we've got a 3D printed stem.
Cool.
You heard me right.
I love 3D printed stuff. What's it made from?
Scalmalloy.
Scalmalloy?
Not a material I'm familiar with.
No, it's, if memory serves, scalmalloy is an alloy of aluminium, magnesium and scandium. Scandium just happens to be one of my favourite elements.
Of course it does.
It's the first of the transition metals. was actually discovered in 1879. Its name comes from Scandinavia, where it was discovered. A chemist found it called Frederick Nielsen. And, well, it's quite an interesting alloy. Atomic weight 45 is the only stable isotope. There's about 21 other isotopes, but they're all radioactive.
Okay, cool. So the stem is said to be tunable, lightweight. You can customise it because it's 3D printed to refine it for weight, the sort of compliance of it, and strength.
Weighs.
Why not?
There we go. Scandium is a rare earth metal. Yeah. 155 grams. This is pretty cool though, this Mythos stem. It's got like a truss structure, isn't it? Like a girder.
So it's from Mythos, and it's designed and manufactured by Metron Engineering. So that's the company of Dimitris Katsanis, the absolute legend when it comes to basically making cool, fast equipment.
Yeah.
Really cool, isn't it?
It is.
Do you want to know the price?
Of the Secret Squirrel Club.
Do you want to know the price?
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. It's £500.
£500.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
Don't know if you know, but Dmitry Mendeleev, everyone's favourite Russian, he actually predicted that scandium would exist before it was discovered as a gap in the periodic table between calcium and titanium. Anyway, what have we got next?
Next up is a super fancy pants chain. This is from Gusset Components.
Gusset Components. Have you said that right?
I have. Let me just double check. Yeah, Gusset Components is correct.
I'm sure this chain is great, but when I think of the word gusset,
yes.
I mean, isn't that the technical term for the area of your underwear that sits between the crotch and the bum portion of the underwear?
I think you're right. That's really got me. Yeah, I think you're right. Anyway, this isn't that.
This isn't that.
No, this is a chain, and it's got a fancy pants oil slick coating on it.
Great.
You know like I've got the muc-off valves with that finish on. It's really cool. It's like a rainbow effect. Anyway, I think it's really cool. I've got a top cap with a similar design on it. You've got a fancy custom top cap on one of your bikes.
It doesn't have
no
this on it.
It's actually I think it's an anodized titanium finish that's applied on a vapor coat. I'm not 100% sure of that. So this chain that I'm looking at is from Gusset Bikes. And it's a 11-speed version, sorry, but there are 12-speed versions available.
Right.
Yeah. So if you want to sort of
oil slick chain, that would be cool.
Your bike
this could become the new gold chain.
It could be, and they're an affordable way to trick your bike out. We're talking like £50, £60.
Oh,
pretty
cool.
good.
Yeah.
I feel like you're undersold on it, but never mind.
Well, next up, we've got a new aero sensor. Aero sensors aren't a new thing. We've seen several of them launched over the years, but none of them have really taken off in the way that the creators of them would have hoped. And a large part of that is because they're very complex, and developing the actual sensor itself is a big hurdle. But then maybe the underestimated hurdle is developing the software to go with it, or the app, so that it's actually usable by a wide range of people, and you don't need a PhD in aerodynamics to be able to use the thing. And well, hopefully this new sensor, which is called the aero sensor, can succeed in that area where others have failed. And it's just launched on Indiegogo.
Also, I'll tell you what I've spotted. It's got the backing of Sir Chris Hoy as well.
Yeah.
It does look pretty interesting.
Pretty credible as backers go. But not only that, the creator and inventor of this particular aero sensor is a chap called Dr. Barnaby Garoud, and he appears to be a pretty credible chap. So he has a PhD in aerodynamics that was sponsored by Ferrari, and has had a career in Formula One as an aerodynamicist.
Sounds like the sort of person who's clued up to talk about
Yeah, it's like he knows what he's doing. Now, a lot of these sensors in the past have used a pitot tube. Pitot tubes have been around an awfully long time and have been attached to aircraft for years and years and years. But he found in his career in F1 that pitot tubes often misread when it's a standard tube that's the little pointy thing that comes out, right? They often misread, particularly in chicanes where you had fast changes in direction, and they would often read sometimes the complete opposite direction of as to what they should have been doing.
Okay.
And so to overcome that, he developed a new kind of pitot tube sensor, which you've got a little tiny pitot tube inside like a sort of duct so you can see the shape of it now, and that makes it a much more accurate and reliable sort of piece of hardware.
Wow, sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Aero testing for the masses, if you ask me.
Yeah, well, we would love to see someone finally crack this product and get something that can be successful. So, well, all the best. And if you want to back it, well, it's on Indiegogo.
Okay. If aero sensors and oil slick chains not your thing, check these bad boys out. So these are some speedy boy wheels from Zip. You've got the 808 Firecrest and the 858 NSW, just launched earlier in the week. Well, we'll tell you all the stats and facts, shall we?
Oh, I love deeps.
So headline changes from the previous generation wheel set. We've got a reduction in weight, 282 grams, I think. They are now...
That's a big reduction in weight.
It is a big reduction in weight. They're now hookless. The internal rim width is wider. The rim is ever so slightly shallower, but they say aerodynamically, Zip have managed to improve the aerodynamic properties, but by just 1 watt. So it's comparable to the previous generation. But I think the area that Zip's have focused on is the interaction of the tyre with the rim to help improve the airflow and how the rolling resistance properties of the tyres change, effectively.
So you say they're hookless.
Yeah.
Does that mean they're optimised for 28
yes.
millimetre tyres?
I think in Zip's testing, they've found that a 28 millimetre tyre at whatever pressure and system weight they were using was the fastest option. I already know, I think, the question you're going to ask me next. Oh, what happens if you want to use more pressure than the hookless 72 PSI?
Yeah, what if you're like maybe a bigger rider?
Well, Zip's answer to that is that you move up 1 tyre size to eradicate that problem.
Right.
And then they say you can get around the pressure limit, basically. So I've got some stats here for you. So we've got a wheel weight for the 808 of 1,685 grams, 80 millimeters deep. And then in terms of pricing...
Such deep aero wheels, that is...
It's light for a very deep
lightweight
aerodynamic wheel. And so pricing, $2,300, 2,500 euros, or if in the UK like we are, £2,235. Now I don't have the stats and any of the facts for the 858 wheel, but with any luck we'll flash those up on screen. And then finally, if you want to know all of the details, every little intricate bit, Ollie over here is going to do a first look video where you're going to see how much speed improvement or how much longer you can ride for at the same speed by using these fancy wheels.
Yeah, I want to try them out and see how much faster they are. I'm looking forward to it. They
wait and
look
see
really
for
cool.
that.
And they sound really cool.
Oh, they sound boss, don't they? It's now time for comments of the week. Cue jingle.
Comments of the week.
Oh, you're so good at that. Right, first comment from last week is from
Albert Buckingham.
They say, 1 year, I want bike manufacturers to just say, we've made it a bit heavier, slightly less aero and slightly less stiff, but 10 times stronger, better fabricated, stronger fixings, reliable, tested, quality assured, backwards compatible with more interchangeable components and less expensive by $500 in their sort of pricing.
We can dream.
Yeah.
That would be a coup.
Yeah.
For cycling marketing. I'd love to see that happen.
There are some products out there that focus on different characteristics, though, aren't there?
Yeah, there are some.
It's fair. Okay.
Yeah. Anime J2 says, I'd say there's definitely one area where cycling is roughly equivalent to F1 motorsport, and that's the UCI's willingness to ban nearly anything. So that was under last week's show about cycling being like F1. They do love banning stuff in Formula 1, don't they?
Yeah, and the UCI do as well. I'm inclined to agree with that.
Yeah.
UCI very much focused on the traditional aspects of the sport as well as trying to integrate innovation.
It feels like if you come up with an innovation that is giving you a big advantage, you should really undersell it. You should really not try and say how big it. I think we make the mistake of going, oh my god, this thing's amazing. It's giving me so many watts. Yeah. What you want to be doing is no, it's not very good.
This thing's amazing.
Then you can carry on using it.
What you should do, double bluff. This thing's incredible. It's really preserving the history of the sport. It's just like how sport has been for the last 50 years. And then, boom, get everyone with all your extra speed. Okay. We've just told everyone our ploy now.
Yes.
Next comment is from Ephraim J. Pagan.p.e. GCN show, GCN Tech show, episode 207. Looks like the boys' dream came true. Shimano 105 Di2 really is upon us. Nice
really
call,
are,
Alex.
Soothsayer, aren't you? You're Nostradamus. It's making all the calls, and they're coming true.
What can I say? It's as if I've got a magic crystal ball.
What are this week's lottery numbers?
7, 13, 28, and 51.
Imagine if that.
I don't know how many numbers.
Someone should go out and buy a ticket and then just let us know next week what happened.
If it's meant to be,
yeah,
they'll give us our share.
Yeah. Adam Coppard said, losing faith in GCN Tech. It's in capitals, this, so he's shouting. Losing faith in GCN Tech because my bike still hasn't made it into the vault. Then lots of crying face emojis.
Now, I did try, you might think I'm joking, I tried to find Adam's bike in the bike vault.
Did you?
I actually spent 10 minutes.
That's going the extra mile.
Yeah, I couldn't find it.
Yeah?
People aren't going to believe me, but I did try.
We get a lot of entries.
Yeah.
Adam, please submit it again and we'll do our best to find it. Just spam the app with your submission, which leads us on perfectly to this week's bike vault. Why am I pushing my laptop away?
You're getting
Do you know what people are going to be asking?
Go on.
Where have your stickers gone on your laptop? I've just realised.
Oh, you've just got one to make sure you don't steal it from work.
Yeah. I got one. Yeah. My laptop's in the big laptop graveyard in the sky.
Yeah. It's not a hard life, all too many bike vaults. Right, so the most super nice bike from last week is from Daniel.free. Take a look at this. It's a Villia Rave.
Oh.
What do you make of it? I like it.
Oh, I really like that.
Yeah.
A gravel bike.
Do you think we could agree to Supernice that ourselves?
Yeah, let's Supernice it.
Supernice it. And because we haven't explained already, the bike vaults where you upload pictures of your bike into the GCN app, then we judge them to be either nice or super nice. If they're super nice, we ring the bell. But if you don't quite make it onto the show, like some people, you can play along in the app and vote on everyone's bike. Fantastic. Go on, then. Cool. What have we got next?
Next up, we've got Bradley Wiggins' new bike, which is a Factor Ostro customised with this butterfly paint job on it.
Wow. White tyres?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No.
It's a no from me.
I'm not into white tyres. I also, do you know what? I'm not a fan of the spokey wheels.
Well, they haven't got many spokes.
5-spoke wheels.
Yeah,
I can't see how they're going to be aerodynamically better. And as a result, I think they're a bit gimmicky, and I'm not a fan.
Gone full hog on the bike vault judging there.
Bradley Wiggins, your bike is a nice because you don't have pedals on it.
And you're not using a shadow stand. It's a nice from me. Yep. Sorry. Next one in is from E_.
We've got to judge Sir Bradley to a higher standard.
Yeah, and that's probably fair. He would judge us to a high standard.
Who's next?
E_Stasholm with Colnago EPS from 2012.
Well, also he's given some supplementary information that his bike only is 6.3 kilograms.
Oh, I didn't see that. Sorry.
Yeah, he's not. Well, the drill sergeant isn't going to be happy when they come to the room inspection of his bed, are they?
No, messy bed, not made.
Yeah.
Maybe it's laundry day.
Is he sleeping with his bike?
I don't know. We shouldn't judge. It's not in Biggie Smalls.
No. The dirty chain.
Saddlebag is on, but can be forgivable.
Jaunty front wheel angle.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a nice from us. Next in, we've got
Peter Lafleur with a new Cervelo S5 2023 model. Wow.
I like this.
This is the first one of these I've seen in the vault. That's pretty fancy.
Small size, doesn't it?
Extra but it looks cool in that small size with like the slopey tube and the.
I like the colour.
Yeah, I like the colour as well. I like that the fork is white and it shows the contrast of. It shows the design. Sort of the bayonet fork design.
Okay. I'm thinking along the lines of I'm going to Supernice this.
That, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a cool bike. Next, Alan Davidson.
Ooh, what is this? Fasto copy, Columbus Thron?
Yes.
Yeah, from 1994, when I was just 4 years old.
Look at those GPM Techno wheels. Wow. Those wheels like that weigh an absolute ton. They're like deeps, but made of like solid aluminium.
It looks really good. I love bikes from this era. Really like that. Well presented. It's a shame the cranks aren't level.
I like his old his flight saddle on there as well.
It's a super nice from me all day long. Surely you couldn't. Yeah?
Yeah.
Super nice.
I'm into it. That's beauty.
Next up, we've got one from More Faster,
baby.
Yeah, more power, baby. Specialized S-Works Tarmac SL6. Lent up on the frame.
Oh,
it's upsetting me a lot.
Custom paint lent on the frame. No.
Cool picture. It's kind of all doing it for me.
It's just, the wheels are cool. It's aligned valves. It's got a nice quark on there. It's a beautiful frame. It's just, get a shadow stand and it would have been like the most amazing bike ever.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice upgrade.
We can't condone people leaning their frames up against crusty ballards.
I know.
Can we? They're going to get scratched.
They are. That was the last Bike Vault submission this week, and because of that, I'm going to have to spend the rest of the day trying to calm Ollie down. Goodness me. That rounds off the show. It's been an incredible show. The Bike Vault was good, but I think people need a bit more preparations.
Yes.
We'll be back same time next week discussing more of the latest and greatest hot tech and all the techno babble.
See you later. Love you. Bye.